Women visionaries are descending on Durban for the 2019 edition of the Forbes Women Africa Leading Women Summit. Among them, international supermodel and activist Naomi Campbell. The summit is a source seen as a source of inspiration and support that connects and empowers women across the African continent. Let's find out more. Let me bring in three people who are very involved in various aspects of the summit, and we'll get to know more about them as we proceed. Linda Ekeji, Sarah Collins and Alexander Leibner join us from our Durban studios. Guys, pleasure having you on the agenda. Thank you very much indeed and welcome. Linda, let me just start off firstly with you. It's, I guess, a gathering of women from all walks of life, and I guess it's all about celebrating women whose works across various professions and are changing the world for the better, you would agree?
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I'm so happy to be... Can I still talk?
Yes,
okay.
You can carry on.
Okay, so I'm so very, very honored and happy to be here. I think that summits like this should be encouraged, should be done as often as we can, you know, to celebrate female entrepreneurs in Africa. I think, and I stand to be corrected, there are probably more female African entrepreneurs. There are more female entrepreneurs in Africa than there are in many parts of the world, even in America, despite all of the things that we have to, all the challenges that we have to face as women in Africa. Of course, the economy and the environment that is not very conducive for, you know, businesses to try. But we women in Africa, we are go-getters, we strive for greatness, and we just, you know, despite all the odds against us, try to do the best we can to be phenomenal and do phenomenal things. So any platform, any summits that we can put together to celebrate ourselves, to encourage each other, to inspire and motivate each other is very encouraging, and I'm very, very happy to be part of this.
Go-getters indeed. You yourself are very accomplished. You're from Nigeria, Linda, and you're a news blogger, a writer, I understand. I have a long list in front of me. A news blogger, writer, entrepreneur, and a former model. I'm sure I'm leaving things out here. But as a woman, you are very involved in the online space as well. What sort of challenges do you face as a woman in terms of the online space?
Well, the biggest challenge, I mean, there are a lot of challenges, but the biggest one that I like to talk about would be the trolls. The people who constantly criticize your work, people who don't think that a woman should dominate that kind of space, the people who think the woman shouldn't be that powerful, so they constantly try to belittle your work, trying to condemn you, try to change the way people see you, make your work look like it's just gossip and you're no good. But I try to rise above that, and I just focus on what I do, because I know that what I do is very empowering, and what I do is something that has, you know, helped millions and millions of people from where I come from, Nigeria. And so I try and stay, rise above it, and, you know, just continue to do what I do, because I know that it's helped so many people. And the trolls, I call them trolls, and you know, some people call them haters, people who constantly criticize your work. They come and go, and I'm here, I'm still here. I've been doing it for 12 years, and like, I plan to do it for the rest of my life. You know, so this is just to encourage people who are in a position of power that others try to belittle you, try to make your work look like it's nothing, and just keep, you know, rise above it, keep doing what you do, and just believe in yourself and keep going. Yeah.
Salient advice indeed. Sarah, let me bring you in here. What about the opportunities and challenges that come with the fourth industrial revolution? It's very topical at the moment. So will that also be tackled at the summit?
You know, it is an exciting time, and I'm really, really proud that we're hosting it in Durban this year. And I think that as we move into the future, you know, I am part of the new Wealth Creators shortlist for the Forbes Women Africa. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. And I'll explain to you why. You know, I invented the Wonder Bag 11 years ago. And for those of you who don't know the Wonder Bag, and this is why I love the fact that you've called me as part of the fourth revolution, because this is actually a tech startup You bring your food to the boil on a normal source of heat. Once it's boiling, you put the pot inside the bag, you close the bag, and through age-old heat retention cooking, it cooks for 8 to 12 hours. Now, I started this 11 years ago, and the world thinks that we need to find Africa's solutions in Silicon Valley or, out of smart universities abroad. But actually, our innovations are right here. And the new wealth is coming from women. And Linda said it so beautifully, is that women are the future of the African economies. And we need to look at grassroots economic inspirations. And I totally believe that the next revolution, as you call it, is linking modern technology, so your Amazons, to your heat retention and culturally relevant technologies like the Wonder Bag and many other that are coming through via women and men. And it is our generation, us, the new wealth creators, that are supporting this new wave of women entrepreneurs that are inspired and can take their things to market in different ways and looking at the world through a different lens. And I think that's why it's so important for people like Linda and I to actually be here and say, yes, we know about trolls, we know about the challenges, but we're still here. And if there's anything I can say about the women of our continent, is that they have inspired me to be the best person I can be, and I need to lead into the future with that.
Because I understand that you developed this product in response to this deep inequalities and gender divide, especially here in South Africa.
Absolutely. I mean, I have been driven with a passion as a young girl that inequality is not okay, and I don't want to die in the world that I came into. And so for me, it was about how do we look at taking a grandmother who's cooking over fires all day, and how do we help her find more money? It's saving people money per household. So literally that's translated from you use less charcoal, less electricity, so you get 300 Rand extra in your house a month. Now, for me, the future is young girls. We have to get girls back into school. We have to empower the caregivers, because those are the role models of our future leaders. So by addressing the world's biggest issue, which is 500 million people, half of humanity, that's 3 billion people, still eat off open fires every single day. And unless we reduce the amount of time spent on fires, girls are going to have to spend all day collecting firewood. And we've got to get girls and their caregivers empowered. And so that's how, through that and a lack of fuel sources in Africa, we're losing our forests. Charcoal is a rife industry. Our electricity in South Africa, I'm not even going to discuss that. And so we need to look at other ways that people can stay in school, get jobs, create their own entrepreneurs. We have about 20,000 entrepreneurs that are making a living, selling food, running catering businesses, all sorts of things. I don't want to take up too much time, but that's what I'm about. I'm about inspiring people out of their homes.
Look,
and that is the only thing that's going to empower.
Let's talk about the concept of the new wealth creators. According to the United Nations Women, the theme for International Women's Day, a big day being observed tomorrow, being celebrated, I would say, tomorrow, is Think Equal, Build Smart, Innovate for Change, which I guess puts innovation for women and girls women and girls at the heart of efforts to achieve gender equality. This summit, I understand, the theme is the new wealth creators. How do these two themes marry?
Well, I think they tie in absolutely. The new wealth creators, how are we going to empower girls? We're going to empower girls by creating wealth from communities upwards. And celebrating International Women's Day with Forbes Women's Summit is really a way to show how there's a perceived lack of opportunity in Africa. But every woman in Africa and every girl in Africa is an entrepreneur. And if we can inspire them with a catalyst and look at the challenges, take away those challenges, but let people have choice. And so empowerment comes from within.
Yeah.
And I think by dealing with looking at opening opportunity, like something simple as the Wonder Bag, and also the online technologies. I mean, there's some very exciting other women who are also on the short list of the new wealth creators.
Yeah.
Coming out tomorrow at the award ceremony. And I'm very honored to stand alongside other women from other countries across the planet, continent, because I really think each of us in our own space is making a massive impact in driving equality and opportunity through innovation, and innovation that works in Africa.
Big important issues being discussed in Durban. Alexander, let me bring you in and tell us about the magnitude of this event. It's being described as a mega function. Who can we expect there?
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to see that in the fourth year it's grown so spectacularly. I mean, 4 years ago we were 100 women in a room in Johannesburg, and I think we had some ambitions of growing this event to what it is today. But tomorrow, 500 to 600 women gathering. We've got, as you mentioned, Naomi Campbell coming in as our headline speaker. We've got an interview with Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Also on the panel, former Miss Universe Demi Lee Peters is joining us as well. Then we've got a panel of South African CEOs who will be also touching on their take on the fourth industrial revolution and how their respective industries are going to be gearing towards that fourth industrial revolution, which both is seen as a threat but also as an opportunity to create new jobs. And I think that's also where the new wealth creators theme comes in, where you're seeing women who are now going into sectors that are, have never been thought about before, have never been seen as a business opportunity, but are now starting to become serious contenders, be it renewable energy. So we've got a whole a panel on that. Then we've got a panel of what we've called the young South African intellectuals. These are, millennials who are on the forefront of their particular careers, from doctors to actuaries, and they're almost sort of that shining light of what South Africa in the future could look like. And that's a very exciting panel as well. So it's a really dynamic and diverse program, from Olympic athletes to, as I said, doctors, across various different industries. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's program.
So much to discuss, so little time, but thank you very much indeed, all three of you, Linda, Sarah and Alexander. You've no doubt enlightened me as well as our friends watching. Thank you for your time and all the best for the summit. Be well.